What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the We Want Florida podcast. I'm just going to start with a quick sigh of relief.
Sorry.
Cats, yeah, that. How else can you start it? I mean, we just got to breathe. It's over. It's done. Florida Panthers win the series, Stanley Cup Finals, over in 6. Game 6 score 5-1, like pretty much complete domination all the way around. So let me just start. How are you guys feeling? We're Stanley Cup champions.
I'm tired, but not as tired as Austin. But no, on a real note though, I mean, you know, I can't say I'm surprised. Absolute belief in this team from the start. I mean, I'm not gonna say it's expected by any means, but man, it feels good. Um, just another quality win, but I'll let Austin talk.
Bro, one of the best days of the year. Like that last night was just such a great day. What a game. Um, Panthers just domination. Like what a team. It was one of the best teams I've seen in my life. The 2025 Florida Panthers is a team I'm gonna remember for the rest of my life. And to do it back to back years, just so special. Made me emotional. But what a night.
I might even remember it. Those that know me know my memory. Uh, it's not that good, but who knows? This team, this back to back. I think this one will stick with me too. So I mean, we were together for this game. It was the first game of the finals that the three of us were actually together. So I mean, I'm
That's
not a
true.
superstitious guy at all. But I was hoping that, us breaking up the being separate wouldn't hurt us, but it helped us and we got it done.
Well, I
So,
don't think I
yeah.
was all there, but just kidding.
Yeah, some would say no, but
Yeah.
that's
But yeah,
okay. Your presence was felt
yep.
Absolutely.
in some way. So, I want to start before we even get to the puck drop in the game, but let's go to the pregame. Roberto Luongo on the drum bang. And anybody else that you'd rather in that game in that moment bang the drum?
Absolutely not. I mean, it's got to be the best player and or the only guy that has his number retired for the Panthers. Lou, one of my favorite players of all time. The first game I ever watched. Him being in net and being a Hall of Fame level guy. And last year he bangs the drum, we win the Stanley Cup. This year he bangs the drum, we win the Stanley Cup. And he brings a lot of energy with it, and lose the man.
No, but yeah, no, there's nobody else that like in that situation, like last game at home of the season,
Yeah,
there's nobody else.
Yeah, and just what he's done all the way around from a player to, his involvement in the office and just kind of the culture, we talk about Panthers culture a lot. And just I think he's such a big part of that culture and the guys respect him and obviously the goaltenders respect him and the fans respect him and love him and just yeah, what a moment, what a way to get the crowd pumped up, ready to go. And then everybody was came out pumped up. I mean, we talked about big guys needing to step up this whole series and we saw it in game 5. And we've seen bits and pieces throughout the whole series. It hasn't been a complete, by no means, a dud from our top guys. That's not at all what this series was. But we just wanted to see that little extra step of production. And what more can you ask for? 4 goals, Sam Reinhart. I mean,
Guy's gross.
had the game winner last year. Didn't technically have the game winner this year. I mean, it was went to Matthew Kachuk, but
Yeah.
yeah.
4 goals. I mean, I said, and I was thinking back to episode 1 when we were talking about the who was going to be the player of the series, and it was Sam Bennett, which was called by Austin, which happened to be the player of the playoffs. But again, big player in the series. It was Sam Reinhart and it was Matthew Tkachuk. Those were the three guys that we said, and they all played great.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's just the moral of the story is, I mean, all the way up and down the lineup, especially now, you could take a deep breath and look back at it and go, okay, well, this is why we won. I mean, up and down, you look at the roster and it's like you could say, I mean, a million things good about absolutely everybody. I mean, that's
Yeah.
just, and Kachuk made a comment like that, where it wasn't a bash at the Oilers, but it was like, okay, we won because, we're a team and we recognize that. It might have been a quick jab that, things were going south for the Oilers and they look at McDavid and go, oh, what do we do now? But yeah, I mean, we figure it out. We're a team, man.
Yeah, I mean, like I don't think it's an overreaction. I don't think it's recency bias. I truly think the 2025 Florida Panthers can compete with some of the teams all time. I mean, look, we have 5 lines and 7D and we have to have scratch 4 of those guys because of how good this team is. Like, we know we have Mackie Samoskevich probably play on the second line next year with Kachuk and hopefully bring back Bennett. And he's not even playing. He hasn't played since the Maple Leaf series. So, like, there's such a deep team. Just incredible what Bill Zito's done, what Paul Maurice has done. It's a special feeling. It's a special day. Said that before.
Yeah, just and then the fourth line. What a rebound in this series from them. I mean, after game 1, they took a lot of heat. Well, especially Thomas Nosek took the most heat, but still, even we were critical of them in the sense that obviously no AJ Greer in the beginning of the series, so that was
Yeah.
a big hit. But what a rebound from them. I mean, I'm not going to say the most impressive of the finals, but they definitely stepped it up from a physicality perspective for sure.
Yeah, like I know I've said this like 100 times, but when Paul Maurice made the switch to bring those 3 guys in, Nosek, Greer, and Gadjevich, it's a big reason why we hoisted the Stanley Cup last night because of those 3 guys, what they did when they came back, turn around that Maple Leaf series. I know Joe's a big Jonah Gadjevich guy, but man, I'm a big AJ Greer guy. That dude is awesome. I mean, you saw him at Elbow Room today doing some stuff, and the guy's a beast. Thomas Nosek, I mean, I really didn't expect that from him, but what a series he had, especially game 1, that penalty. Fourth line was awesome. Speaks to the depth of this team. And luckily for us, AJ Greer and Jonah Gadjevich will be back next year. Nosek contract expires, but we're gonna run it back. You know what I mean? Similar guys.
Yeah, I mean, I love me some Gadjevich, but everybody knows, dude, I'm a sucker for fourth liners, man. I love them all. I really do. I mean, I just love the energy. I think I mean,
Shout out
Gadjevich
Ryan
is,
Lomberg.
dude, my
Yeah,
boy. He'll be back. He'll be back, trust. But yeah, no, it's just like, when I see Gadjevich on the ice, and especially that one game, I mean, obviously everybody knows what happened, He's an icon now because Gretzky bought his shirt. Like, are you kidding me? Wayne
he's
Gretzky
nice.
bought your shirt? Like, what? But no. Um, but like every time I see him, I'm like thinking to myself, I'm like, are you not entertained? Like, are you serious? Like, this guy's out here just like like he's an animal, bro. He's an animal.
Yeah, what an all around rebound from the team. We never, and I think that's something about this team. We never see the emotions too high throughout a series, and we never see the emotions too low. And that starts with Paul Maurice. You watch Paul Maurice, and I think it's just his personality. He's not a
Yep.
very up and down guy, but the tone that he sets and the players follow that tone, never getting too excited, never getting too down, always feeling like they have a chance. And that's what's been most fun for me to watch. And just to continue to get the job done when they need to.
Yeah, I mean the culture that this team from off the ice, on the ice, from blizzard eating to standing up for a guy that gets a dirty hit from someone and fighting him for, big from the fourth liners. And it's Matthew Tkachuk who changed the culture in Florida. I think he's a huge part of that. And yeah, just the culture this team has. I mean, saw something today that every game or every road series, it's lunch and dinner. The whole team's there. Like you see a lot of other teams, it's a group of guys are here, a group of guys are there. No, it's the whole team. Vinny Viola, the owner, and Bill Zito are picking up the tab for the boys, and it's just I've never seen a team who just like so together.
It's actually really funny that you were talking about dinner because I was actually about to go and it's really funny, related. But, going back to Paul Maurice, it's like on a level he makes them feel comfortable. It's like there's a lot of, he likes to be around or they like to be around him, but at the same time he can get on them, which is really good. It's good from a coach.
Yeah.
But why I said that was I remember I think it was the Lightning series where we had that funny clip of PK eating, and he was like, "This team, man, this team, it's like Paul Maurice has starved them all year. It's like," and I'm like, I think of it now, and I'm just like, yeah, I mean, they play like animals. Like you could clearly see, right, and no bias, but you could clearly see the way they played and the physicality, and they wanted it more.
Yeah, that that was definitely stood out, evident, and I'm glad we're we're the recipients of that. The fans are the recipients of that. So on the defensive side of things, we saw Forsling, Ekblad just completely shut down McDavid, Draisaitl, and other guys that can score goals. And it's not just Forsling and Ekblad, but being our top defensive pair, obviously that's where a lot of the eyes go. But Seth Jones, Nate Schmidt, Nico Meek, I mean everybody on defense, just
Kulikov in the rafter.
Kulikov. Well, yeah, but just every defenseman somewhere along the line made a play and multiple plays. How good was our defense last night?
Like I watched an 8-minute video of Gustav Forsing just shutting down, stealing the puck, making plays today. I mean, he's unbelievable. He's an incredible player. Like got him off a waiver claim, and that's what I'm gonna get into is how we've gotten these guys. Outside of Ekblad, Ekblad was the first overall pick, but Bill Zito, I mean, waiver claim, and it's not even just Bill Zito. It's the guys that are in that staff. It's someone that you've never even heard before who went up to Bill Zito and was like, "Hey, this guy, get this guy." And then those top two guys, Ekblad and Forsling, had such a good series. I thought game one was a little, not the same, but from game two on, those guys were incredible players, stopping McDavid, stopping Draisaitl, and you just look Nico Mikkola, signed him last year to a 3-year deal. First 2 years, he's got 2 Stanley Cup championships. So we'll have him next year for like $2.7 million. Like Seth Jones, trade for him at the deadline. He's a stud. We have him for the next 5. And then we have Kulikov on a 4-year deal to play on the third pairing defense. It's just like Bill Zito's incredible at what he's doing. This defense and under Paul Maurice's system has played awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it's Florida Panthers defense, right? I mean, there's, it stands out for itself, but it's just like the big plays, right? We just execute on the big plays. Like, I've seen a numerous amount of times where the Oilers have been in, their offensive zone and we get or we force McDavid to turn over the puck. I've seen that a bunch and I'm like, yeah, that's what we needed to do. That's what we were talking about in episode 1. That's what we needed to focus on. And I mean, you look at the stats for plus minus and it's just like this team, dude, like unbelievable. Like, you know, even like, Bennett, who's, not even known as, defender, like he even had some, great defensive plays. He was +6 in the series, or no, that's in the postseason in total. But yeah, he, great, just great from the defense.
Yeah. And like you said, most of the guys that we have, besides Ekblad and Nate Schmidt, but four of our defensive guys are locked up for, well, cool. Mikola's up next year, but we have these guys. We have Forsling for some time, and we'll have an episode about a whole free agency deal and who we think's coming back. But this defense is locked up for the most part, and looking forward to the future with them. And let's go to the man who is the lock of the rafters, and you're hearing that multiple places, but that's Sergei Bobrovsky.
Yeah.
That's done. I mean, for me, a lock in the rafters is if it was all said and done today. If it was all said and done today, no doubt in my mind, Sergei Bobrovsky goes in the rafters. And there's some other guys that's arguably could be or could not be, but Sergei Bobrovsky is for sure. So I wanted a shutout. I was I was a little disappointed that they got a goal with 4 or 5 minutes to go, but that's okay. 28 saves, I believe, in that range.
Yep.
Just an all around great game. He came locked in. He was ready to go. He's just the goalie that obviously is very good, very steady in the regular season, but when the postseason comes, it's just a different guy, different animal.
Yeah, he turns it up in the postseasons, and everyone says he's the hardest working guy on that team, and we know what type of guy he is. And signing Bob to that contract, years back in the first couple of years, it looked like the worst contract in the league. He's turned that into what is just, I wouldn't say it's like a great contract. It's still $10 million a year, but it's one of the best goalies in the league. So you win 2 Stanley Cups. I'll
give you the 10 mil.
I'll give you the.
It's not coming out of my pocket.
I'd say that's safe.
Hey. No, but Bob's just such a legend. He's, that's the word to describe him. He's a legend. He's a Hall of Famer. He's going to be 72, will be up there, and he'll be the last Panther to ever wear that number. What a beast. I mean, I love that guy.
He's got winner mentality, man. Especially in the interviews after, particularly where we've lost in overtime, right? And obviously he's directly in with the play because he's the goalie and, he's standing there, Can you imagine standing there, right? You just lost in overtime. Like, you just stand, like, come on, bro. But he shows up, he goes to the locker room, he's got to do an interview, whatever. And he said, okay, that was good for you guys. All right, we'll see you next game.
Yeah,
it's pretty much every time. And it's the winner mentality. He doesn't, say, oh, well, we didn't get the call there, no, it's, roll it off your back. Let's go get the next one and let's play our game.
Yeah, he's such a beast. Like, he's talking about the post-game interviews. It's just always the right mentality. It's, reset, refocus, and on to the next one. If he has a shutout or he gave up 5, like, it's always the same even-keeled Bob, and what a beast. Yeah, what a legend.
Stay in the moment. Move on. Not worry about what's in the past. Just focus on the forward. And I don't want to talk about them too much because they lost, but I just want to go real quick to Stuart Skinner. Obviously, the debate, we all agreed that we would probably see Stuart Skinner back. Obviously, not the result that Edmonton was looking for. And I think the answer is obvious, but was this the right call? And is Stuart Skinner going to be Edmonton's starter next year?
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't like, those are 2 options, Pickard and Skinner. I do think it was the right call to go back to Skinner. And if Pickard played that game, it's not changing anything. It's the way the Panthers play. 3 goals or more in every game this series for the Panthers. Not one game did the offense not show up. It was always there. And it's not even just like, I've said this before, it's not even just like beating the goalies. Just these are goals that not many goalies can stop. I thought yesterday Skinner didn't look great in a lot of on some of the plays, but I think Edmonton does need to make a change there. But I think they also need to work on their depth and their defensive depth, and maybe change the system because Panthers just dominated them. And you know, after the first period in game two, the Oilers led 3-2. The Panthers tied that game early in the second period. In game four, they led 4-3 on the Jake Wallman goal. Sam Reinhart tied the game shortly after. That was it for Edmonton. That's the only leads they had in the series, during game time, obviously besides an overtime win. But even though the series went six, it was domination. Like for a lot of this series, it was domination.
Yeah, I think Skinner was the right move, right? I mean, everybody knows he's the starter. You ride and die by your starter. I mean, because you don't want the question of, oh, if I started Pickard, what could have been the game if I would have actually started my starter, right? Like, so you don't want that question floating around. So you ride or die by your starter. It was the right move. Um, as far as the game went for Skinner, I mean that he definitely all credit to us. We definitely had some good plays, but that one play where Verhaeghe shot high and
Yeah, it
everyone
was
expected him to
terrible.
catch it, and everybody turned around and was like, "Oh yeah, Skinner's
He's
got
like,
that."
hey, Barkov, here you go.
Yeah, that was terrible. That was awful. But once again, ultimately, that doesn't really change the outcome of the game. It really doesn't. You can't look at that play and go, "Oh, Skinner did crap there," and say, "Oh, it's Skinner's fault." You can't. It's impossible.
Yeah, Panthers outplayed them in every aspect of the game, and that's ultimately what got us the win. And it wasn't necessarily Edmonton playing a terrible game. We just played a step better, and I think we were the
Yep.
better team in this series. Simple as that.
Yep.
So we touched on the culture of this team, but it was really evident with the after we won. Obviously, Barkov gets the Stanley Cup first, goes over, passes it to Nate Schmidt. All the guys that haven't won got the touch first. I mean, Paul Maurice said it. It's never a selfish. It's not a selfish group of guys. It's just we're a team. We win it as a team. We lose it as a team. Even the guys, obviously, that didn't get any playing time in the finals, they got in on their lap early. I
Yep.
mean, just a great testament to who the Florida Panthers are.
Yeah, I mean, the pretty early on, I mean, like the third goalie on this team, Comrie, I bet I if you know who that is, like I'll give you credit for that. But
Kudos. Kudos.
to
I
see
was
like a guy like him and I think Jacob Mango is like the eighth defenseman on the team get the cup before like a guy like Marchand, a guy like Bobrovsky is like shows how much this team loves each other and like the culture there. They care for it. Doesn't matter if you played first line minutes or if you didn't play at all. I think last year was more like I cared more about the cup thing. Like obviously Bob got it first, and then Kyle Okposo being like the first cup we've had. But this year it's like not as serious for me. But just to see like what I said, like a guy like Comrie getting the cup before some guys who are more important shows from this team.
I saw it and I was like, I scratched my head for a minute and I was like, yikes, am I supposed to know who that is? Like I was worried because yeah, that was interesting. But parade, I know we saw them out there celebrating out in Fort Lauderdale early this morning. I was still asleep. But I'm bummed. I'm not able to go to the parade on Sunday. I'm gonna be out of town, but you guys are
That
going,
does
right?
suck. I'm going and I will be interviewing people, so look out for that.
Just
You
like we
know,
did at the watch
when the
party.
parade,
Yeah.
like when they announced that it was going to be Sunday, the first thing I did was get on the phone, texted about everyone I worked with to try to cover my shift. It's looking like we're gonna get that done because I really do want to be at that parade Sunday. It's last year was like one of my favorite days of the year, probably. It was such a good time and excited to do it again.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I missed last year. I was sick during last year's parade, and now this year I'm out of town. I mean,
Fraud.
So we got to win
Yeah,
it. So we got to go back to back to back so you can go to the parade.
I'm gonna block my next year, June and July. Both of those months are just blocked off for me, so I can get a parade visit in. But yeah, that's gonna be a lot of fun, and it's gonna be a really interesting off season for sure. Um, Free agency, not just for the Panthers, but in the whole league.
Yep.
So we're not going anywhere. Just
We're not
because
going anywhere.
We're not going anywhere. Just because the finals are over. We haven't really had heated discussion yet on this podcast, but I think it's probably coming.
Yeah, and when you win, like the Florida Panthers have won over these last 4 years, 3 years, not a lot to disagree about. Just a lot of happy moments.
Right.
Yeah, and we're gonna enjoy this one. We
Absolutely.
get some time. We're the champions, back to back. I remember watching, and obviously I was young. This was before I even had a phone, so I was a little kid and watching the Panthers and looking at the records in the newspaper. Again, I didn't have a phone back then, no way to look it up.
Rose
And I
85.
remember,
He's
yeah,
ancient.
and just upset and thinking, obviously, as a kid, when your team loses, it's just not a good feeling, and you feel like you're never gonna win. You make that shot?
Nope, not at all.
And wow, maybe we'll have a basketball episode. Maybe we'll get that in there. But yeah, I remember just watching and never thinking that we would have a chance as a kid, and then obviously
Right.
as I got a little older, I'm seeing it 2 times. Hopefully I see it about 50 more times in my lifetime. But it's all good. Like I said, we're gonna enjoy it. Defending champs, a lot of fun. So
yeah, on your point though, it's a lot of there. Like you're saying, when we were kids, like a lot of dark times in this organization. Like no fans in the building. But like even like look, we were in the President's Trophy 4 years ago and got swept by the Lightning in the second round. After that happened, I was like, yeah, this franchise is never gonna win anything. Like you get swept in that series. Like, what are we gonna do? But then the next year they bring in Maurice. They make the playoffs by 1 point because Pittsburgh Penguins lost to the Chicago Blackhawks, the worst team in the league. And ever since that series against Boston, coming back from 3-1, it's been a different organization. I can't believe we're here now, sitting as the back-to-back defending champions. It's awesome.
I would love to relate to you guys, but I can't. I'm a newly acquired Panthers fan as of like
he's a bandwagon.
3 or 4 years. I'm not a bandwagon. I'd say I'm the spark because once I started watching, yeah. But
Joe Damer's never not made the Stanley Cup in his career. So.
Right, yeah.
3 years in this league.
3 for 3.
Exactly. Shouts out to my girlfriend for getting me into hockey. It's been great. My time here has been awesome. And we will continue for the rest of time. It's great.
What a way to end.
Yeah.
Shouts out his girlfriend, says he's 3 for 3.
You know it.
Austin and I have been through the valleys way before the peaks.
The Jonathan Huberdeau days, no disrespect. I'm just kidding.
Hey.
No, I'm just kidding. We love Hubie, but that trade, it's the reason we're here.
Absolutely.
So
how do you think he's doing these days?
Terrible. Sorry. I shouldn't say that. That's my bad. That's on me. That's out of pocket. Sorry.
Yeah, he wishes he was still here, but
he's got money though. It's all good.
Yeah.
He's got money. He's helping pay Bob's $10 million a year.
Brian in his Corvette.
But good night last night. We had a lot of fun. Watch party was good. Glad we were able to do that together. And that's what it's all about. That's at least for me, team win, not win. You get to do it with friends, family, anybody that, other fans, strangers that we don't even know, but just the excitement on so many people's faces just makes the whole season and all the years worth it. So I can't ask for anything more.
Yeah. It's crazy. I saw that I wasn't there, but I saw you made the 6 fans comment yesterday, and it's crazy like how we've come, from actually having like no one in the crowd to being, I think what Joe said was the loudest crowd and something
Yeah,
whatever.
Broke the record.
Yeah,
Yeah.
broke the record decibel wise, 130 decibels, something crazy like that.
Hockey
It's
in
nuts.
South Florida, that's the place to be. It's the future of the sport, and
Yeah.
it's great.
I'll
Yeah.
tell you what, we didn't have any randoms yesterday. We were all family by the end of the night. Let me tell you, I
Yeah.
was hugging people. I didn't even know. I was like, "Get over here, buddy. We just won. Come on,
It
you little
started.
rascal."
It started with like the few of us. Well, I say a few. We had a
Quite a
pretty
bit.
large group, but it started with the high fives, and then I'm getting hugged and looking to see who it
Yeah.
is, and I'm
we
like,
were celebrating like we did something. It was
Yeah,
like
right.
I was getting ice buckets poured on me and
Yeah.
some
He
other
was-
stuff.
I was trying to stay away from you at the end because I did not want the
I was
ice
the target
bucket.
last night.
Yeah, you were.
You were the
Yeah.
birthday boy. What are you talking about?
Yeah, how about that? That was the. Let me ask you, best birthday gift ever?
I can't recall any that are better than that. So
One time when I
like,
was little, I got a Hot Wheel. It was pretty good.
yeah.
All
But
right.
yeah, no.
What a season. The grind
Yeah.
of the season
Absolutely.
made it all worth it. Panthers in 6. I called that, by the way, just for anybody that was curious.
Good job, Nate. That
Yep.
boy.
I appreciate it.
Respect Austin's call from last game too, please.
No,
Oh.
the Kachuk. That's right.
Hey, I said this in one of our videos. I don't think it's allowed to get posted because of some stuff, but big time players make big time plays in big time moments. And I think obviously we mentioned him, but we got to talk about this more. Sam Reinhart just had a 4-goal game in the Stanley Cup clincher. He had the game-winning goal. You said this. He had the game-winning goal last year in Game 7. I mean, that's legacy performance. Like you can't get. It's big players making big plays, and that first play that he made was, bro, like what the? It was incredible.
Yeah, that was nuts.
Yeah, definitely. No doubt. Hands down. Obvious. I don't even know why I'm saying it, but player of Game 6 for sure.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
That goes.
it's a
Well,
game
that's
that
it.
it'll go down in the record books. Probably never happen again.
yeah.
Why not?
Like I said, it's what we wanted. We got what we wanted. We made some good calls. Everybody was in on some calls between goal scorers and predictions. So we
Look
you
like
know.
we know what we're doing. At
Yeah,
we
least.
had
little
a good.
bit.
Hey, we had a
A
good
little bit.
series. We had a good series,
Yeah.
man.
we were all right this series. We didn't call everything, but everybody was in on the action. So
Yeah.
it's all good. Until next season, we get to do this all over again. But we're gonna have
Opening
some
day
off-season-
goal scoring. No, I'm just kidding.
We'll get there. We have some time.
Hey man,
But
can't wait for that
Connor
banner.
Bedard.
What?
A Connor Bedard assist from Kachuk. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, Brady Kachuk.
Yeah.
lots of what ifs. And next episode, I think we're doing the free agent video.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get into it. It's going to be
Yeah.
weeks long, but yeah, we're not going anywhere. Moral of the story. Another
Yeah.
quick PSA. You were talking about, Austin's funny clips and ice buckets poured on. Follow our TikTok. You'll see some funny clips on there, funny interviews. We went to the watch party at Backyard for Game 6, and yeah, that's it. That's my shameless plug for our podcast right there.
Check out the
Yeah.
TikTok.
Yeah, check out the
TikTok, X, Instagram, all We Want Florida Pod. Obviously, YouTube, subscribe there. And we're going to have a lot of stuff coming off season. Like I said, we're going to get into the free agency. We're going to get into some different sports and but everything Florida Panthers for sure. We'll cover that.
Yeah.
And what a season.
Let's go, boys.
Ended just like that.
Back to back.
Back to back.
Go
For
for
Joe
the three-peat.
Damer, Austin Wiseman, I'm Nathan Bray. Let's go Cats.
Let's go, baby.